Hey, this is Laura from Purl Soho, and today I'm going to demonstrate the basics of brioche stitch. This stitch is created by working a combination of yarn overs with slip stitches from the row below, and then in the subsequent row, working those pairs together. The result is this very beautiful, dimensional, kind of broad rib fabric. I am working flat, as you can see here, and we're working over an even number of stitches, and what that means is that it's just a single row repeat. Let's get started. The first thing you have to do for brioche stitch is work a setup row. The very first stitch is my selvage stitch, and I'm simply going to knit one. Okay, now let's jump into the repeat. Step one is to do a YOS. That's a yarn over slip. So I'm going to take my working yarn between my two needles to the front of my work. Then I'm going to use the tip of this right needle to slip one stitch purlwise off the left needle onto the right needle. Next, I'm going to take this working yarn over the top of my needle in order to knit the following stitch. And then we repeat that. I'm going to YOS, yarn to the front, slip one purlwise, working yarn over the top of the needle in order to knit one. I'm going to get untangled down here. There we go. And let's do it one more time. YOS, so yarn to the front, slip one purlwise, yarn over the top of the needle, knit one. The setup row is as easy as that. So as you can see, I've worked a little bit here to show you guys what the fabric looks like. And let's jump into the basics of brioche stitch. I'm going to begin by knitting this first selvage stitch. All right, and now we're ready to get into our repeat. So the first thing you're going to do is a YOS. We encountered this on the setup row, so here we are again. We're going to bring our yarn to the front for the yarn over. We're going to slip this stitch for the slipping part of the YOS, and then we're going to bring our working yarn across the top of the needle, and that's going to set us up perfectly to work this pair of stitches together. As you can see, there's two stitches kind of on top of each other here, and that's exactly what we want. The next stitch is called a brioche knit two together, or it can be abbreviated BK2TOG. And you just want to use the tip of this needle, insert it into both of those stitches in order to knit. And then you can just let those fall right off. All right, let's do that again. So we're going to do a YOS, so yarn over, slip purlwise, bring the yarn over the top of your needle, and then we're ready to brioche knit two together. Let's do it once more. So YOS, yarn to the front, slip one purlwise, yarn over the top of the needle, and then brioche knit two together. And as I'm doing this, I'm setting us up perfectly for the next row where you're going to do the same exact thing, working these paired stitches together and slipping those single stitches. And that's pretty much the basics of brioche stitch, this YOS, brioche knit two together.